Hello everyone and welcome back to Rose Plays Romans Christmas. Let's see if we can start off from where we last ended. Alright? Day 3, December 25th, 1285. I always seem to oversleep on snowy days. The thin gray light coming from the window house smothered by snow is barely enough to wake me up. I climbed out of bed still feeling dizzy. The snow hasn't stopped yet. The tower is quiet. The sound of chatting, clattering bugs are all absent. The doors in the corridor are shut, even Kane's and Sean's. It's almost enough to make me wonder if last night actually happened. That maybe it was just a nightmare. I walked down the stairs. The lodgers sat in the hall drinking. Silence reigned. Peter, Enos, and Elegant were sharing a table. Peter was practically trying to drown himself with cider. Enos took him by the wrist and set the cup down. Benefits of having a huge friend, I guess. Elegant sat by and watched quietly, occasionally took a sip from her drink. Vincel, Solar, and Lunix sat at the counter. The Marquis and Marquise's clothing was even messier than when they walked into the tavern yesterday. Vincel was busy, nervously fiddling with his bow tie and coat. Privy, Anzacs, and Heron were seated across the fireplace, staring at their mugs without raising their heads. If Thriley had brought a plague doctor mask, I'm sure he would have been wearing it. Sorry. Sarzan was sitting by the stove in the kitchen. The fire wasn't lit. I counted them one by one. There was no sign of Kane and Sean. Ah, you're finally awake. What happened? I walked to the table by the fireplace. You know what happened last night. I can't remember his voice right. Anzac came up and whispered in my ear. Peter's taking things pretty poorly, probably lucky. Linus is by his side. Maybe you could talk to him? Of course. Without Sean, the Marquis and Marquise are also in a bit of a mess. It's like they weren't used to getting themselves dressed. Why are you telling me this? Sergeant lifted the curtain and came into the hall. Good morning, everyone. I hope the incident last night didn't interrupt your rest here. Bit late for that. As the proprietor of White Star Tavern and Kane's friend, I'm sorry for what happened here last night. But I can assure you that you have no need to worry about your safety here at the White Star. All the locks are crafted by professional blacksmiths, and I personally guarantee you that they are safe and solid. And I can assure you Detective Roman and I will ensure your safety until the blizzard outside is over. Just decide to volunteer me like that, right? By the way, Merry Christmas. Peter suddenly shook off Linus' head and stood up. 2 people died and you're telling us Merry effing Christmas? Tarzan froze. As far as I could recall, he always seemed to deal with all kinds of stuff in a very flexible and quick-witted way that didn't match his appearance. But this time, well... And Kane! He was a regular here. How can you pretend he's a stranger for F's sakes? Are you that effing cold-hearted? You? Immediately I could understand Zarzan's reaction. Sometimes trying to separate yourself from events and staying professional is the only good option. Enos, Enos grabbed Peter by the shoulder and forced him back into his chair before Zarzan could do anything in response. Pete, for God's sake, sit down and shut up. Yep, totally. He speaks finally. At any rate, I don't know how long until the snow stops. Let's all just try and stay calm. Zarzan, I'm sorry. I I was just scared. The fact that he sounded like Sean didn't sit well with me. What if another murder? It won't, I promise. The blue dragon gently patted Peter's shoulder, then cleared his throat and straightened himself. For the time being, why don't we all just stay here in the lobby and get to know each other? That way, we can keep track of everyone. Wrong boys, but oh well. And if anyone wants to leave the hall, one person at a time, please. No groups, no pairing off. How does that sound? We looked at each other and nodded. I hope Zarn has something prepared to pass the time, considering everyone is stuck downstairs today. Maybe I can chat with them one by one. I could also go upstairs and get my book to read. Let me find a place to sit down and talk with some people. Where should I sit? So let's go upstairs, I guess. Do you want to go upstairs? I'm going to grab a book. It's a bit boring just sitting here. Please wait a sec. I'm going to lock up the cellar. Why? Just locking it up in case someone decides to break out the good stuff. There's enough L at the counter. Keep an eye on everyone while I'm away. Zarzan went down into the cellar. Let me find a place to sit down and talk with some people. Where should I sit? By the hearth. I dragged a chair over to the fireplace. That rabbit is really quite noisy. He and Kane have known each other for years. Methinks it's not unreasonable for him to be in such a state. Forgive me for saying this, but I'm not particularly comfortable being near him. I think he has a kid voice, but I switched it to the rabbit. Why does it matter? Once the snow subsides tomorrow, we'll part ways and be strangers again. Being God's children, we ought to treat each other with kindness. And children should know better than to shout unless they want to be scolded. Huh? As Annox rose to get another drink, Heron touched Annox's elbow with his empty mug. Would you mind filling mine as well, dear boy? Didn't take you for a drink, father. Also, if I don't do voices, I might be a little tired. Anzox balanced 2 mugs in one hand and his lute in the other as he headed towards the counter. Seriously, if performing doesn't work out, he'll do well as a waiter. Anzox filled the mugs in turn. Here you go, Pana. God bless you, child. The red dragon shrugged and sat down. I moved next to Anzox. What do you want? Okay. It's been a while since I last saw Kay, and didn't expect something like this would. Yeah. Hands outside softly and fell silent. A good drinking buddy, even though he never requested a song from me. If he did, wouldn't it just be just like the Bible verse? Which one? Give not that which is holy to the dogs, nor cast you your pearls before swine. But still, he's much better than you as a drinker. About Peter. Peter's outburst sort of shocked me. That's what small animals do. Go into hysterics. They tend to attach great importance to kinship and friendship. Family and friends make it easier to survive in a harsh and unforgiving world. Sensible. I assume you also find relationships important. Wolves and their packs and all that. It's not like that, but it's not my preference. I'd rather just relax in my room, away from people unless I'm on the job. Sounds rather untypical for a detective. Just because I enjoy watching people doesn't mean I enjoy participating. The event last night. Thanks, by the way. For what? For the clue you found at the scene last night. You're worth the welcome. I'll be the first to arrive to help you investigate next time. If you were the first to arrive at the scene, you'd either be the victim or the murderer. Sure. Ever touched my nightstand? By the way, can I ask you something? Why, certainly. Did you happen to touch my nightstand? But of course not. I'm not that kind of guy. I was when we first met. Never mind. When will the snow though? Will the snowstorm stop tomorrow? Will I look like a village witch? How should I know? But I thought you just said. That was me trying to raise spirits. Would you rather I say something like, oh no, the snow will keep falling and we'll all be trapped in here until the spring thaw? If I said something like that, I'd have my tongue cut out. So it's better to say something nice. Nothing is warmer sitting by your side of the fire naturally. I don't want to talk to Heron. I looked at Heron. The event last night. Pretty rough Christmas Eve. Indeed. It's all a part of God's ineffable plan. What? If only we listened to God's word, none of these despicable acts would have happened. Here we go again. Hold on. This is great music. Get down. Surrounded by the goodness and kindness of God, you will become a noble person naturally. People have done far more despicable things for what others would call noble purposes. Not the snowstorm. The snow keeps falling down. Also in part of the ineffable plan. Unlike the flood that washes all sins away, no matter how heavy the snow is, it can only cover sin. I'm getting more and more confused. So what? All the sins of Renf are buried deep down under the heavy snow, but the snow eventually melts. You know what? I'm going to give him a... No matter how deep sins are buried, they shall be revealed by the light of the sun. Thanks for chanting. Anyway, thank you for giving Cain and Sean last rites yesterday. Let the deceased embark on the journey to heaven with dignity is what I ought to do. There is no need to thank me. Is that so? By the way, may I ask you some... What? Did Sean commit... hooey? Let's conceal it. Of course not. Hope he doesn't know that I bite my thumb when I'm nervous. Is that so? I suppose I have no reason to doubt your credibility. Right. His freezing smell made me inexplicably uncomfortable. After all, you don't seem the sort to do something as despicable as lie to a friar out of noble cause. I wonder... Okay. We're just gonna go... Before Aaron could continue and move seats, let's talk to Thrivey. I sat down beside Thrivey. Can I help you? Thanks for the autopsy. I just wanted to thank you. For the autopsy, there's really no need. I believe any qualified doctor would do the same if it meant keeping others safe and sane. Although my judgment may not be as good as professional coroners, I do try my best. If there's anything unsatisfactory with my work, please do tell me, Mr. Detective. I will try my best to correct it. I appreciate your enthusiasm, Dr. Drivey, but let's hope we don't need such cooperation in the near future. Pardon my enthusiasm then. The work of a doctor. Is being a doctor difficult? Why are you asking this all of a sudden, Mr. Detective? Why do I think being a doctor is hard work? The medicine chest is heavy at workplaces. That medicine chest of yours is rather heavy. It must be tough to travel with that. Sort of. The Karnak district had a dysentery outbreak recently. I went through 3 bottles of castor oil with my patients. Castor oil? I thought last year was clove oil that worked on dysentery. Medical science, such as it is constantly improving. If you happen to fall ill sometime, I'll be glad to have you as my patient. Workplaces. Didn't you say you got here from another district because you lost your way? I did. Vela district is connected to 3 others. Lives of most people in each district are not so pleasant. Particularly in the Karnak district. Karnak? Have you been there, Mr. Detective? I had a case there a long time ago. I hope you didn't get sick when you went there. The population there is particularly vulnerable to dysentery. I didn't get sick, but I did get pushed off a roof and was stuck in bed for 3 days. My word, if you recover from that sort of fall that quickly, then you must be quite robust. The book last night. I'm curious, but what exactly was that weird-looking book you had last night? The cover had a bunch of symbols that were completely incomprehensible to me. Unsurprisingly, the book is written with a cipher to prevent others from assessing its knowledge. Maybe I shouldn't have asked. It's quite alright. When you ask that kind of question, I'm used to it. Ever touched my nightstand? May I ask you something? Something, please, Mr. Detective. Have you ever seen anyone rummaging through my nightstand? No. I hope you're not suspecting me. It's not good to suspect a colleague, even if the partnership is temporary. It's fine. Well then, a toast for your health, Mr. Detective. Harvey raised his mug and shook it in the air and then took a sip. Let's go sit somewhere. Where should I sit? Over the counter. I walked to the counter. Your performance yesterday was splendid indeed, Mr. Roman. Thanks for the compliment. Mon Dieu, I should be the one to say that. Were it not for you, Monsieur Detective, that fiendish god would have succeeded in framing me. May that god rot in the pit with the traitors and murderers, huh? Nevertheless, Jonas, no, do not speak that name before me again. Tisk, as you wish, my dear. Solar turned away from Lunac, her ears flattened, tail lashing in anger. You needn't be so angry, Marquis Harlock. Once the snow stops, I'm sure you'll have more than enough time to make it to His Majesty's Christmas feast. Bah, it's already too late. Oh, my voice. Mon Dieu, bah, it's already too late. It's Christmas. Too there. I'm sure to miss the feast if the snow doesn't start by noon. And there is also the matter of my carriage. Oh, la marchand, le marquer. I'm sure that there is merely a temporary setback for you, Marquis. Lunac rolled his eyes and sighed heavily. Do not try to fault Flatter me, merchant. Hey, I'm stuck in British voice. Mon Dieu, do not try to flatter me, merchant. Let's talk to Vincel. I said beside Vincel. What brings you to me, my good detective? Why did you come to Rimph? I assume it's quite a long trip from your home to Rimph, right? Certainly I haven't travelled this far from Allet Town in years. It is your second time here? Not really. Vincel paused a bit and continued filling with his gloves. It's my first time visiting the capital. I guess telling you to have a pleasant trip would be in poor taste. Oh no, not at all. His gloves were already on his hands properly, but he kept fiddling the edges. What will you request? Didn't you say before you might hire me for a case? Indeed, my good detective. Anything you want to share about that so I'll have time to prepare? It's just investigating a travel matter. Easy as it sounds. No need to over-prepare. Alright. Mysterious. The spice business. The spice business has been making money lately, given the price of pepper in the city just tripled. The same goes for cinnamon and cloves. Even the price of basil has come up a lot. I know it's the holidays, but surely can't be that expensive. It's because spice shipments haven't arrived at port yet. Merchants are still consuming inventories while waiting for that cargo. Naturally, the price goes up as supplies dwindle. The gloves. Those gloves of yours look very stylish. Vincel stretched his bow tie and put it together. Great minds think alike. I always prefer thick gloves, especially those thick enough to retain their shape while empty. Ah, of course. I raised my mug and he did too. To Christmas. To snow. While mugs clicking, I could smell the aroma of pale ale mixed with fresh basil in his cup as his drink sloshed. Let's talk to Lunik. I sat down beside Lunik. He didn't seem to notice me. Ugh, such terrible weather. Snowstorm day. When will this snow ever stop? I think it could still. I'm gonna be stuck in British way. Mondo, I think it could still go for some time, huh? Sis, mon va, I knew we should have left earlier. If only I knew about this awful snow, I'd be laughing stock if I missed the king's Christmas banquet. Come to think of it, how are my carriage horses? Are they seen too? I'm not sure about that part. The Christmas banquet. Have you been to the king's Christmas banquet before, my lord? I'm curious about what they serve. Oh, an excellent topic. Luna cleared her throat, the narrator enthusiasm on drinking his mulled wine. Last year, the road chef himself pushed up the serving cart accompanied by his 4 apprentices. And the serving cart was the largest and most tenderous one that you could ever imagine. The swan even wore a small gold crown on his head. The roasted swan was so large that all 5 chefs had to carefully push the serving cart for fear that the swan would tip over and ruin the arrangement. Then, the Russia cut the golden and crispy swan in front of us. The swan's belly was filled with apples, figs, carrots, and onions, all of which had absorbed with sweet gravy and fat during the roasting. All the invited nobles had set up a set of copper cutlery in front of them. In the king had a silver set. The chef divided the goose and gravy absorbed vegetables into each plate. C'est magnifique. Sorry. C'est magnifique. I could say so much about just one dish. By the way, if there are any other disputed cases in the future, feel free to send for me. Absolutely, sure, encounters your case again. Both your performers last night and last time impressed me. Especially when you did the criminal strike at you with the armor under your coat. Your bravery is remarkable as a detective. Are you getting used to your room, Marquis? Pardon? Oui, the room, though unfashionable, was clean and the bed was comfortable. But the most serious problem is that my servant was involved in that awful event. I have nobody to serve me. If that's his only takeaway from this, then I don't know what to say. I didn't utter a word, and he didn't seem to notice me at all. Talked to Solar. Solar was sitting next to Lunik, so I felt uneasy about talking to her. It would be better if Solar was alone. Where should I sit? Over the round table. I sat by the table. Peter was face down on the table, his mug close to his hand. His back occasionally twitched like he was sobbing. Enos was gently patting him on the back. At least gently by his standards. Elegant sat by them with a full cup in her hand. Wonder if it's the same cup from yesterday. There. It's okay. It's not okay. If Kane was here, he wouldn't want to see you cry. Don't tell me what Kane would want. I stroked Peter's head gently. What? About Kane. What kind of person was Kane like? Then Peter lowered his head. About Snowstorm. Any idea how long the snow will keep falling? I hope so. Peter pushed my hand aside and laid on the table. Comfort Peter. Peter? I know Kane's incident is a great shock for you. To be honest, I'm just as shocked and confused. But since we don't know how long it'll be until the snow stops, you should probably try to calm down and keep your head for the time being. I'll try. I better not bother him. Let's talk to Enos. I looked at Enos, who was patting Peter's back. Okay. I still can't believe what happened with Kane. Yeah. I'm still expecting him to come downstairs and chat with me over a cup of ale. Like about that damn seasickness Carrie came up with a while back that never worked. Or some amulets he's been collecting for some weird shop or something. Well. Seasickness? About Peter. I'm glad you're keeping Peter calm. I don't know how long he'd kept going. Rabbits are like that. It ain't impossible to scare one to death. Just be careful. I know you're trying to help him, but maybe you should try a more delicate method. I'm not gonna break his back if that's what you mean. No, not that. Ever touched my nightstand? Hey, Enos, did you poke around inside my nightstand? What are you talking about? Do I look like a petty thief to you? Yeah, you're right. Never mind. Sorry, my voice is actually fucked up, but sorry, messed up. Yeah, you may want to pat him more lightly. Like this. I think you can figure it out. Let's talk to Elegant. When I looked at Elegant, she made eye contact and nodded. What you said last night? What was it you wanted to say before the incident last night and didn't get the chance to ask? I forgot. So? As it was interrupted, maybe something should not be uttered at all. My curiosity will be the death of me. You are not the god. Nameless. About the notebook. I grow tired of explaining the same thing repeatedly. You haven't explained a thing. The purpose in it. I'm still curious about the reason you came here. I thought you had already figured it out. Is it a good time to tell me? I came here for an investigation. Why else would I be here? Perhaps the carrots too. Well, at least you didn't cover it either way. Ever touched my nightstand? By the way, have you ever touched my nightstand? What do you think? You have? In zoo, you think that's true? Broke contact with her. So let's look at our character information. I don't see anything. pass out. Okay. Hmm. Any clues? Okay, no clue. Where should I sit? Let's not sit down. Did he? Zarzan came out of set. I glanced at the counter and scratched his head in confusion. That's weird. What is it? I remember leaving my keychain on the counter, but now I can't find it. Maybe you put it somewhere else? Maybe. I'll keep looking. Okay, I'm going to go upstairs. Wait! Zarzan pointed at the stairs. I turned around and saw Thrively on the stair. I'm just going up to grab a book and come down again. I'm just going up to grab a book and come down again. I won't take too long. He scrambled on the stairs 2 steps at a time. Honestly, that surprised me, given his size. Probably be best to wait. The incident last night. I just hope nothing else happens. I don't think there'll be much trouble. Only one person can be alone at a time, and doubt anyone's in the mood to die. That's all well and good, but it's better for everyone if you just stop there. Peter. Don't take what Peter just said too seriously. Of course, I work in a tavern. I've been called worse things than that. I was going to try to comfort you, but I guess you don't need it. I wouldn't object to a little comfort. Huh? I'm just trying to satisfy your wish to comfort others. After all, it's my job to please my customers. Not in that way, though. Sorry, I'm cold, so if you hear ruffling, it's because I'm putting on my stuff. Today's activity. So what do we do today? Well, I could set up the darts board and see if anyone's game. Sure, give emotionally compromised people sharp objects. I'll be watching, nothing will happen. I could think of a few things that could. Could you stop that? Lunix horse says, hold on, I just remembered something. Spit it out. Why aren't you feeding Marquise's to horses? I told Enos to bring the horses back last night, but he said they died, froze to death, so I had him drag them to the yard this morning. Why bother with that? Can't let good meat go to waste. Can't say I'm looking forward to a pleasant meal of horse meat. So we can't. Thrively trotted down the stairs, his book under his arm. Could you do me a favor, Mr. Detective? What is it? I'm having a great deal of trouble with the ladder upstairs. Could you want me to pull it up into the attic? The white dragon looked aside and nodded. If you would be so kind. I grabbed the rope and slowly lifted the ladder into the attic. The ladder is heavy even for me. No wonder Thrivey had so much trouble with it. Till I reached the attic, I tied the rope on the wooden handle on the corridor wall and went downstairs. Zarzan took the dartboard from under the counter. Since everyone seems a bit bored, I recommend playing a game of darts to pass time. I'm only offering a dartboard and darts. Any bets you want to place are up to you. Yeah. Anzaz bounced up from his seat with an eager grin. I guess the idea of possible loot or sense of challenge had kindled some long-lost instincts around his ancient dragon ancestors. I'm not arguing. I'm not going to participate. I will watch first. Mon Dieu, I shall watch, no? It is tempting. Well, I will watch as well. Fine by me, but I'm going to check my luggage upstairs so I can leave immediately once the snow stops. Before anyone could interrupt, Vincent put down his cup and walked upstairs. Why was he so desperate to leave?
I think I'll just watch.
Oh, no, you don't. You're gonna play too. Enos pinched Peter's ears and pulled him out of his seat.
I suppose I can join in and see what happens, no?
Well, that makes sense. 7 participants: Ansel, Strivey, Vincel, Enos, Elegant, and Peter. Oh,
Myself too.
what about you, Roman? It's just a practice round of bits. Let's watch. Or should we? Let's, I'm a bit of a practice, so I'll just watch. That's okay. Join us anytime you like.
What are you waiting for it? When everyone is here, and let's get started.
They're in such a hurry. Sorry for the sorry for the wait, everyone. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You've come at just the right time. Sergeant lifted up the dartboard and hung it on the wall beyond it. Counter with its peeling black paint and riddled with hundreds of dart holes. The dartboard looked as old as his tavern. He took 3 darts from the grill behind the board and put them on the table. 3 darts only through 11 turns. I won't give you more in case you toss them around. Also, and this should be obvious, don't stick them in the table. Well, now that was tempting fate. Ansel walked in front of the table first. Stand just behind this brick.
Yeah, ready, fire.
220.
220, 1.41 in total.
What's wrong with the last dart?
I expected you to be an expert, seeing as you were so active.
Oh, wrong voice. I expected you to be an expert seeing as you're so active. Next.
Why is it so high up? Double 19, triple 3, and 3. 50 points. Wow, a bit of a fluke if you ask me.
Congratulations. Next. I've not played darts in a long time, so please forgive my humble showing. Vincel took the darts in his left hand and took aim. 5, 20, tripled. 1, 28 in total, I guess. Sure enough, oh well. Next. I'm ready. Tripled 5, half bullseye 20, 60 in total. Just so. Next.
Should I hold it like this?
Almost. Just be careful and don't throw them at the wall. And especially don't throw it at the pitchers or else.
Or else?
60 points in total with 2 misses. What sort of beginner's luck is this? Next. If I may. 20 triple, 20 miss, 80 in total. It seems luck favors me as well. Does she expose herself or not? It's my turn, Roman. Mine's tracking my score. 1, 20 bullseye for 50, 71 in total. As to be expected. This is just a warm-up. Next one will be the real thing, but first let me find my keychain.
That one?
Travi pointed the keychain on the counter. That's it. Where the hell did it go before? Peter pulled me aside.
Roman, can I ask you to do me a favor?
What is it?
I just want to send a letter to Hella. Could you help write it for me, please?
Hella, the little hair you had your eye on?
Yes, that's her.
Do you know she can read?
She can ask someone else to read it for her.
Sure, let's promise to write. Okay, then just tell me what you want it to say and I'll write it out.
Really? Thank you so much.
Stellan recalled that we could only leave the lobby alone today. Could we do this some other time? We're not supposed to leave the hall together.
Okay, I suppose I can wait.
Oh no. The next round will begin shortly. Get ready.
Yes, I'm coming.
Oh no. Oh no. Anyway, Peter rubbed his hands and walked toward the counter. After a few rounds, Vincent had lost all of his 45 sate wager, though it wasn't a big amount for him. He looked mournful as he walked back to the counter. Enos turned the tables in the latter rounds and even won a little. Elegant pretended to be a novice and finally managed to lose only a small sum of money. Anzos and Zarzan were in first and second place. I figured that Zarzan was going to win the whole pot with his techniques, but Anzos got unexpected 360 points and won. Seems luck didn't bless the two rookies, as Peter and Darby tried hard but could only break even. Zarzan was absent for a few of the later rounds because he was busy preparing Christmas dinner in the kitchen. I can't imagine this all by myself. Can't manage this all by myself. Is there anyone to give me a hand? It would be better if Kane had been here.
I'll do it.
Peter followed Zarzan in the kitchen. According to customers, there is no lunch for Christmas Day. The pork and safer meal brought the rich can ready their stomachs prepare for a huge dinner, one of the few customs everyone could partake in. Mom would have made me help Auntie with dinner. Well, who would have resisted a second chance? Opportunity like that? No wonder it's only available when I go home. I don't know why. Originally, didn't want to go home. Now I feel a bit homesick. Everyone was resting at the table, and the few who were awake did not seem to be in a talkative mood. Anzos was playing the lute. What should I do now? Alright, let's save, since this is going on for a while. And we'll go on. So, I'd like to say thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Please hit like and subscribe to see more content.